Do you have NFL fever? Well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to the premiere of Season 2 of my NFL YouTube show, where I'll predict all the divisions and a few other surprises. So let's kick things off with the NFC. In the East Division, I like the Giants to come up on top. Give me Eli Manning and a retooled defense. And second, I like the Cowboys. Too many questions on defense and the iffy health of Romo could cause some problems. And third, I like the Redskins. They got fat on a cupcake schedule last year and got fattened up. And I don't think Cousins can put together back-to-back Pro Bowl seasons. In the basement, I think I like the Eagles. Too much turnover, and they're in rebuilding mode. So let's take a ride up to the north. I like the Packers to take the penthouse in that division. I think Rodgers will come back to his elite form, and Eddie Lacy will have a big year ahead of him as he has lots to prove in a contract year. And second, I like the Vikings. This could be the best defense in the whole league, and I expect big things from Teddy Bridgewater and the offense. And third, I like the Lions. I think Stafford and his new receivers will do well, but it will take some time, and their linebackers could be an issue. In the basement, I like the Bears. The loss of Adam Gase could hurt this offense, but the defense could be improved, but their secondary scares me. So let's take a trip down south. I like the Bucks to surprise and take their division behind Winston and his toys at receiver. And I like their underrated defense, and they're underrated in the trenches. And second, we find a surprise in the Panthers. After a career year by Cam Newton, I think he'll take a step back as the schedule is much tougher and their lack of depth at running back and secondary could show up somewhere this year. And third, I like the Saints. Drew Brees will have a good year, but he has little help around him to make things click. And fourth, the Falcons will have trouble taking off this year, as the same reasons the Saints will. They have the quarterback, but little other help around them to make everything go. So now let's head out west. I think the Cardinals will be flying high all year. This is the most complete team in the league. They just need Carson Palmer to stay healthy all year, and they'll be great. And second, I like the Seahawks. their defense will be good once again, but one big issue will be their O-line, as they're all new. It'll take some time, but I think they'll figure things out. And third, I like the Rams. They'll be in for a long year moving to LA. They got everything in place, but at receivers, they could run into some problems, and they're a few years away from being good. And in the cellar, I like the 49ers. Chip Kelly can do some things, but he doesn't have much things to work with this roster. So your wild card teams in the NFC will be the Vikings and Seahawks. Now, let's go to the AFC, starting with the East. No surprise here, but I like the Patriots. Even though Tom Brady is out for the first month, they're just too balanced compared to the others in their division. And second, I like the Dolphins. I think Ryan Tannehill will have a good year with Adam Gase as coach, and their pass rush will be very good. And third, I like the Bills. They've been hit hard with the injury bug already on defense, and their lack of depth at the receiver could show up somewhere this year. And in fourth, I think the Jets will crash and burn this year with an aging roster, and Fitzpatrick won't have a career year as he did last year. In the North, I know I'm a fan of theirs, but I like the Steelers to take their division. Too much offensive firepower and an upcoming young defense. And second, I like the Ravens to have a bounce back year after getting hit hard by the injury bug, and have one more year with this current playoff run with this current roster. And third, I think the Bengals will take a step back and miss the playoffs. Too much defensive losses and receiving losses. And in fourth, it's common to find them here. The Browns will once again bring up the cellar. RG3 might have some exciting games, but there's just too many holes in this team. Now let's take the road down south. I look for Andrew Luck and his receivers to have a bounce back year, and this will help their defense. And second, I think the young Bortles and the Jags will surprise, but not have enough to make it in January. And third, I like the Texans. We have two big questions: the health of star player J.J. Watt and his back, and the newcomer at QB, Brock Osweiler. These could be two big problems in Houston. And bringing up the ear, I like the Titans. They have the QB, but too many young players and other holes to keep their season from sinking. Now for the AFC Wild West. I like the Chargers to surprise and be the West winners. with the return of offensive play caller Ken Whisenhunt. Rivers will be on top of his game once again, and they have a underrated defense. In second, I like the youngsters of the Raiders and their retooled defense. In third, I like the Chiefs. I don't like their aging D-line or losses in their secondary, and Alex Smith can't bring them back from behind. And bringing up the cellar, yes, your Super Bowl Broncos. Too many questions at QB, and I don't think they can play defense at the same level a year ago. Now for your 2016 surprise teams. I like the Giants and the Chargers to make the playoffs after not making it last year. And your two disappointing teams will be the Bengals and Panthers. They'll fall flat somewhere in the season. Now, what you've been waiting for, your Super Bowl 51 matchup. I like the Cardinals to play against the Patriots. And your winner of Super Bowl 51 will be the Cardinals for the first time in their franchise. So I look forward to doing many shows like this through Super Bowl 51. So we'll see you at the beginning of Week 1 Sunday games. So for a quick review, here are my predictions.